Welcome back, everybody. Skepdicks, episode 7, episode 3 about ghosts. So, a little less than 50% of our stuff has been about ghosts so far. So how y'all been? What you up to? How's it going?
Things are good. Hey, one of our fans called in and said that angels aren't ghosts. I'm not gonna apologize for it, but I understand what he means. Um,
Yeah.
he says angels in the outfield are not ghosts. I'm confused by their transparent nature. Um, so
He also roasted me for not choosing the Holy Ghost during my draft. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Another
Yeah,
one I
I
thought of
agreed
too.
with everything he said. I was sent these voice messages and then shared it with you two, and completely agreed. Hotly debated after sending the voicemails.
I think one we left off too was like the Pac-Man ghost. You know, the Pac-Man
Oh,
ghost.
oh yeah, they're all ghosts. The little squiggly squid things.
Mhm. That would have been a good one. Also,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I
could have
probably wouldn't
drafted
have picked
each of them by name.
I probably wouldn't have picked the Holy Ghost if I had 100 picks.
Tom, have you ever noticed that you do this thing that is the exact opposite of virtue signaling, where you like signal how hard you detest like like Christianity and stuff?
No, I don't know that. I don't know that I do that.
Well, I don't think we did this in either of the last two episodes, but like, where do ghosts sit with you guys, generally speaking?
I'll take a stab at that. So
Cool.
I fall. That kind of falls into two different questions for me. I personally don't believe in ghosts,
Okay.
but if you're then asking me, do I believe the people who think they see ghosts? Do I think that they are experiencing something? I believe that.
Okay.
I don't think that they're making things up. I don't think that these people are all liars. Obviously, last episode was my fiance. I don't think that she is just making something up. I think she's having a real experience that she is explaining as a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I think also, like we referenced earlier, Ty, he explained that he's had multiple experiences. I don't think he's making it up.
Yeah, we need to have him on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
should.
need to have him on.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I just wouldn't explain it as the spirit of somebody who's deceased.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, follow-up question to that before we continue down the line. So you think there is an experience that is happening that's being perceived and described as a spirit. Do you think that experience is, in essence, hallucinatory? Not like schizophrenic, like someone who hallucinates more than most, but do you think it is the kind of thing that our brain is just putting onto our senses? Or do you think that they are perceiving something that is objectively real and their interpretation is where it turns into a ghost?
Man, I don't have an answer to that one. I don't think it's like a schizophrenic episode. As far as I understand,
Yeah.
schizophrenia. I think that there's a ton of like really exciting answers to that.
Yeah,
None that
yeah.
I'm articulate enough to explain how I feel about that. Like,
Sure.
like, I think maybe this is how you would explain like schizophrenia or other types of I don't even know how to explain that, but like brain experiences, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
I would say it's more along the lines of like a memory, right? Like so I can have like a smell that hits me, right? And that smell reminds me of a time, and I can like have
Yeah.
this like experience that goes through me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I explain like a ghost kind of the way that I think these people are experiencing these things are also like how I watch a scary movie and then for the week afterwards, I'm walking into my house and I'm trying to unlock the door and I get shivers down the back of my spine. Like I need to unlock this door quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I'm the type of person who believes in ghosts, right, and I walk into an empty room, I'm also predispositioned to have a feeling that's like that, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that I smell, quote unquote, a ghost, right?
yeah,
My brain is telling me there's a ghost here, right? So
yeah,
similarly to like that smell of a memory or however you would explain that,
totally.
something is happening to me, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
how I may explain some people's experience with that. Others, we've talked about like, I don't know, other things like um simulation theory
Yeah.
or things like that. Like, I don't know that there aren't, messengers or things like that are happening, and maybe those things are a little bit more real, that
Right.
people are having real experiences, or there are glitches in the system
Mm-hmm.
that people are experiencing. And you know I was also looking up different types of ghosts, and there was a whole
Oh,
video I
nice.
watched on like 5 different types of ghosts that people are explaining. um
Is
and
one an
so
angel?
maybe, what's that?
Is one an angel?
Nope. No, that didn't come up. Um, and specifically, they pointed out that they don't ghosts are never caught in outfields. They hate them.
Damn it.
They hate. They did say sometimes they're in the infield, never outfield.
Uh,
That's amazing.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, yeah. That
Cool.
other explanations I don't, and I'll tell you where I started on that a little
Yeah.
bit. I think I kind of referenced it last time, but I've had too many people die that loved me, and I felt strongly in the past that if they could visit me, they would visit me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't feel like just the cranky old person that lived in a house alone is just hanging around that house still, that never left that house. Why
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
they still be sticking around that house anyway?
Yeah.
But just died there for of old age anyway.
just think of it as like, grandma there or whoever it is, they're just waiting for you to turn airdrop on. Like, you got to believe, you got to turn airdrop on to receive. If it's not on, you're not going to get
Oh,
that that
that's funny.
that 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 photo. Huh?
That's pretty
That's
That's a
a
good,
good
good
one.
Tom.
one.
That's pretty
Good
good.
one. So you got to believe.
I have my own thoughts on that, but I'll save that for my turn.
For the
Cole
podcast.
doesn't believe in airdrop. Strictly sends photos through text.
Bluetooth is nope. Doesn't make sense, guys. Doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So overall, it's like, in some sense, real experiences, often mischaracterized as, some supernatural explanation that is helpful to us because we don't really have the objective take on it. Is that kind of
Yeah, I think, yeah. I would say that there is an experience happening that we are mistakenly explaining as ghosts.
okay? Cool. I get that. Tom,
And
what's your
I'm
take?
kind of in the same boat. I do think that people people like Josh and I, are we've never had our own experience to draw from,
Mm-hmm.
but like I think that maybe ghosts could be real for some people. Like, ghosts are real for Jen because
Yeah.
she's in tune with something.
Mm-hmm.
She's in tune with something. But so then it comes down to like each, and like, we can't say ghosts are real or fake or like as a blanket statement. It just has to be, I feel like they're real for some people. They're not real for me.
Okay.
Um, and I guess if I had but I'm open to it. So if I had some like some experience that was 100% ghostly, like
Yeah.
something where I'm like, okay, that was not like earthly or whatever, I think I could change my stance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but for now, yeah, I'm pretty much with Josh.
Cool. 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 Yeah, I think there's a lot of sense in that, especially the idea of like and the word hallucination sounds like a mischaracterization, but just know that when I use it, I mean it in the sense of like it's pretty well demonstrated that everything we experience, every sensory thing that we know, see, hear, feel, all that, like those are all hallucinations in the sense that our brain is taking in the data and then telling us this is what it is. So they're constructions, just like our thoughts are constructs. Like everything we see is a construct. Everything we touch, it's just an assemblage of data, and your brain like hallucinating a cohesive thing onto it. So in that sense, I could see how some people's experiences with the supernatural could be their brain just in the normal course of hallucinating a reality does one that's a slight departure from the norm without it being like a mental illness or anything like that, but just that like that their brain is telling them that there is like even people who see things, you know, like that there's a figure over there or a darkness over there. I could see where in some experiences it might be a hallucination. And then there are like other things that I think can probably account for yet other experiences that aren't like a hard and fast real ghost. But aside from all those, I do believe that like spirits of deceased people are lingering or can linger and can accidentally or maybe intentionally interact with us. But yeah, I see it more than anything as like an energy. Like I think that the life energy of someone is something that can continue on. And that whether through time or space or other dimensionality, like we can somehow interact with them. But it's no science, but I think it is real.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you talked about the the part about the hallucinations part. I'm gonna really butcher this, but there's a book called The Happiness Hypothesis,
Okay.
and they talk a little bit. Again, I'm gonna butcher this, and it's highly paraphrased. So go read the book yourself. But and I only got a quarter of the way through. But they part of the book was this study in people with traumatic brain injuries that had
Okay.
this portion of the brain that severed the this part of the brain that connects the left and the right portions of the
Okay.
brain,
Yeah.
and that part was severed. And then they did this study where they cover the eye and show images to your right eye, and then and these images are only processed by the left part or the right side of the brain, right? And
Okay.
then because your eyes are switched for what part of the brain processes them, right?
Okay.
And they ask questions about stuff, and if it wasn't shown to the right side of the brain, it would completely ignore it.
Interesting.
It would be like it wasn't ever on the picture. Or you would ask it questions about things like how do you feel about this, and if there was a picture of like a shovel that was over there, they'd be like, I feel like digging, and like, but they'd have no idea that there was a shovel in that picture. It was
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
subconscious. But the brain knew it was there.
Okay.
But it never told them that it was actually in the picture. They didn't
Gotcha.
they didn't remember seeing it. Um, and so again, just portions of this, like I feel like some of this is the brain is just there's a lot of the brain that we don't understand and is
Mm-hmm.
projecting these things to these people, or they're in tune to things that maybe I'm not, or a lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
Maybe Jen's brain is developed in a way that is past what I am, and she can sense things that I can't. And then because we don't have a way to quantify that, she's just saying that it's a ghost.
Yeah.
That's how she explains it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's good stuff. Um, brains are weird, and reality is weird as well. Like, one of the theories about reality that I really enjoy is Eric Weinstein's geometric unity, I think he calls it. He has this whole theory about how there are 14 dimensions of time and space. We have, physical access to 3 dimensions of space and 1 of time. He posits there's another 6 dimensions of time and another 4 dimensions of space. And mathematically, he has some concept, I guess, of what that would mean for the objective 14-dimensional reality, like what reality actually is, not what we experience. And it's like, if something like that is true, like, all bets are off, man. Like, what in our experience is representative of reality and what is not is like anybody's guess, including me sitting here talking to you guys. Reality's weird.
Said, but I'm gonna assume that was pretty cool.
It wasn't. But reality's weird, and yeah, brains are weird, and they are high tech and beyond our capability of fully understanding. But I want to look at that video that we looked at last time, and I want us to dissect it and talk about, like, how you would pull this off, or in other words, like, how someone else might have faked it. And
oh yeah, that video was total bull.
I love this. I love when we have such distinct opinions on something, because it's like, I look at this and I compare it to all the other bull I've seen, and I'm like, this one's harder. This one's tougher. And I'm not 100% sure about it. But for you, it's like, this is bull. And I want to get into that. First thing I
noticed
let's watch that video. Okay, we're watching the table that she just walked away from. Napkin is the first thing, I think. There we go.
Ah, damn it. I muted my mic. Well, it's just really windy in there, it looks like.
I think that's it. All right, what you guys got? Give me some notes.
Right off the bat, she's sitting with literally no one around her while the rest of the restaurant is off to the side, which everyone knows that isn't how restaurants seat people. So there's not, waiters and waitresses work in sections.
Okay.
That wouldn't be how they would seat someone.
Okay. That's a very good note. I hadn't thought of that. My first thought, rebuttal-wise, would be if the person that is serving that section, like, they were finishing their shift and this was their last person and they're closing this section off after busing or whatever.
So here's another one.
One in the afternoon.
Oh, you're right. It is. It's in the afternoon. Maybe. I don't know, man.
So if I was staging this and I was staging a restaurant to make it look like there was a ghost, I for sure would put a cook in the silly little cook costume that dude back there is wearing.
Costume.
He's got a 1 foot tall chef's hat.
Okay, Tom, you have been to restaurants before, right? You know those exist.
No, what I'm telling you is that's what I would put that dude in a costume.
Okay.
That's just a silly hat. And ultimately unnecessary.
Yeah, it is ultimately unnecessary. Nonetheless, people use them in kitchens across the world. Like, I get how you're saying that's like 100% of the time. If you're dressing this set, that's what you would do. But then, like, not 100% of the time would a real restaurant have that, but 100% of the time a fake one would. So I get your point.
So here's another thing I noticed is that the napkin goes straight down.
Okay.
That looked like it was pulled on a string.
Yeah, it looks like the far end of it might have a string attached, and nothing that she did would have interfered with a direct line from that section.
Right.
So, possible. Yep. What else we got?
Menu moving. Or the drink menu.
So, okay. So that's Interesting. So now we either have like a pulley system or we have two strings attached to the napkin because it first moves in the direction away from the bottom of the screen, but then when it flies off the table, it flies off toward the bottom of the screen.
And here's the thing that I have the biggest problem with in this
Mm-hmm.
is why is this a ghost?
Okay. I'm hearing you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
why are things moving that what like why is because these things are moving? So, say this is 100% real. This isn't
Okay.
fake. There's no there's nothing that explains any of this.
Yeah.
Everyone in here is completely legit.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it a ghost?
It's actually
Yeah.
a poltergeist, it says.
Yeah. So
Which is
really,
the type of ghost I learned today. But
it is. And in fact, Geist is the German word for a ghost, but it really doesn't have to be. I agree with you.
Polter's the German word for outfield. But but I don't understand why everyone goes to go.
Mhm.
Like, in
Yeah.
what world does someone die and then has to come move a napkin, menu, and a chair around?
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't have
Clearly
to
it's a
be.
ghost of a waiter.
They're just failing at bussing this table. I think that the reason we associate the phenomena is because they're often found in the same place. Like people whose houses have things moving around and sounds being made, they also, as part of the experience, often see people or hear people's voices. So we have come to form a pretty strong association, but that does not necessarily mean that this has to be like a person doing this from some other dimension.
Maybe it's her.
Like, there's so many other things that it could, like, why isn't it like energy,
Uh-huh.
disruption,
Just discharges
or,
of energy.
And why didn't she push her chair in? How rude.
So on the topic of her, yeah, the ghost was like, "That's rude," and he pulled it further out. On the topic of her, though, watch this, okay? The biggest thing that happens is the plate when it flies off the table later on. But for the time being, she finishes her meal, gets up, walks right across without stepping high or anything, walks right across the area where the plate will be pulled to. My first attempt at debunking this is because that's the best part for me. Where let's just watch the plate fly off, where it's then the plate gets tugged in that direction. It's like, okay, if there were a string there or something, she walked right past that point. But
It was loose. It was loose.
Exactly,
And she walked over it.
Exactly, you let the string slack, and so it's just hanging straight down off the table until no. There we go. Until she walks past it, and then it's safe to just yank that sucker. But my knee-jerk reaction to that is that's something you would see. A static string, not like doing too much, easy to lose in view. If the string moves significantly, like I feel like we would see, and this would also be easy to edit out now that I think about it, but typically you would probably see the motion of it going from dangling by the side, by the side of the table where you don't see anything until it moves. But when it whips out and straightens out and pulls the thing, you would think you would see some tiny blur there of the string tightening. But again, it doesn't prove anything. That would be easy to remove.
Let's see the plate move again. I'm trying to look really close to see if the setting moves before the plate.
Okay. That's hard.
All at once. So that's also interesting.
How long is the waiter over there going to clean that one table? He's standing there like the whole video.
Ooh, let's watch him the whole time and see how real or fake it looks, because that's how that goes on sets. It's just like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. That's how background action goes. Okay, so he gets this table. He's collecting forks.
And it's just forks too. Like it looks like he's cleaning a made-up table. Look.
Yeah, good point.
Also,
this guy goes and sets a stack of napkins on a chair. It's just like a random set of actions. Spraying this table.
Yeah, this clean table. Also, the security camera for 2013 looks
Mm-hmm.
way too nice.
Okay.
Security cameras are
Yeah, not
notoriously
typical.
like not great, and this is
Yeah.
like pretty high def.
Yeah. This
Um,
does look like a not crappy restaurant too, I'll say that. Like they might be
um,
the kind of people that would shell out
yeah,
for good security.
for
I'm
fancy
watching
hats
that.
for their chefs.
Yeah. I'm watching that waiter again, man. Okay. He gets to that table. Yeah, there's really nothing but a few forks strewn about.
Yeah, it's like he's cleaning a clean table already, like a set
Yeah.
table.
Like where did the
Also,
people's plates go?
there's a waiter over here on the right side of the screen too, and he is taking their order, but
Okay.
he's not wearing the same type of shirt as everybody else as the other waiters.
They will sometimes though keep their people who strictly bus in separate outfits. It's kind of the same reason like in a retail store sometimes the people that are like stocking the shelves don't wear like employee uniforms or whatever. It's like so people don't bother them, you know, like asking for something that's not their job. So there's an argument for that. Like this busboy over here might be totally dressed down if that's all he does. I do like that not a big deal is made of it. It happens, and then these people at the right of the screen, they turn around because they heard the plate.
I'll tell you if it is a ghost though. It's that pillar that's the only pillar in frame on the
Yeah,
left
yeah.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
That frame that's facing us, bottom row,
Uh-huh.
it's that girl.
It's that
Sure.
girl. That's funny. I like that.
She's got a creepy face on her.
You
Hmm.
know who I think it is? I think it's her late this woman that leaves. It's her late husband
All right,
because
all
she
right.
was there with her new lover, and he's
Mm-hmm.
just really mad.
Oh, yeah, where's he
Okay.
at? Or who?
Well, he left early
Why is
because
she eating
the food
alone?
went right through him.
What's that about?
Yeah, he'd been doing a fasting and had a salad.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
I don't know. I think this waiter is doing real stuff over here because why in the hell would that other guy come and put a handful of stuff on the chair? That's not choreographed. That's not something that has an obvious sense to it, you know? That they're just actually living real life doing weird things. Oh, put this stuff on this chair. That's not going to look good on camera, you know?
Cole, have you called Jimmy's World Grill and asked them if they rented that place out?
No, I haven't. I should do that.
Like, hey, I want to do a movie shoot, like just like a quick little video for YouTube. Can I come in after hours? And like, yeah, we've done that before.
Are you one of those fake ghost hunting teams?
They start asking her,
And then you say that.
are you going to need a bunch of fishing line too? Or
Yeah, cool. That's when you light a cigarette and you say, "Oh, it used to be."
I did
Antonio,
link
get the
that
table
video.
cleaning supplies again.
I don't think anyone went and clicked on our our
I don't think so either.
Ready Set Ghost video.
Um,
So anyway, I like that video. Again, not that it proves anything, and it's no smoking gun, but I like it because it's a little harder to tackle than most. It's not impossible. Like we could fake it, but it's atypical. That's what I'll say about it.
I feel like we could fake that real easy.
I
I think we could, especially after analyzing it.
Cole, you're the movie guy. Do you think you could make a pretty convincing ghost video? Like you have a $1,000 budget. You think you could?
Oh yeah, big time.
All right. Once the money starts rolling in from the podcast, here we go. We'll just like every week we'll put the budget into making a convincing video of the thing we're talking about.
Dude, that'd be the way to level up this show. Like if this were a show on TV and we had a big old production budget, yeah, man. Like one segment would be like, all right, let's make this thing.
Here, I'm just scuba diving here, off the coast of, and then you just have your GoPro and then you see like Atlantis, like a big old castle. It's stupid.
Megalodon.
I feel like ghost videos are really hard to find because so many of them have been faked.
Oh yeah.
there's just a plethora of fake ghost videos. I tried
Totally.
to find some that we could bring on here, and it was just like everyone is making a fake one.
Yeah.
And surprisingly terrible fake
Oh
ones
yeah.
that
Seriously.
they're not even really trying,
Seriously.
Well, the three of us will be together in Las Vegas in less than 2 weeks.
Heck yeah.
Why don't we start Googling, see if there's any ghost hotspots in Vegas, and we'll do a Skeptics on the scene. Huh? How's that
I'm
sound?
That
I'm
would be
down.
cool. I feel like
Like-
there's got to be, right? Like the mob.
Oh,
has
yeah.
killed, like
Big time.
just tons of people. I
Big
imagine.
time. Real quick, 2 more semi theories, little things that I think are fun takes on what certain ghosts can be are time windows. Like you're really just actually seeing something as it's happening in real time, but like through a space-time hole on accident. So they might also be seeing you and thinking like, what's that weird futuristic person ghost thing? And to us, there's some ghost from the past. And then the other thing that I like is the idea of like, maybe it's not that actual person and their consciousness, but what we're watching is almost just a playback in the sense of like them living their life and experiencing things left an impression on the universe, much the same way as how we talked about remote viewing. But whatever that energy impression that was left is basically a recording, and you're just watching it happen, because sometimes people describe ghosts and hauntings as being a repetitive action. It does the same thing each time they see it. So it's like maybe it's just a replay and there's not a conscious thing there.
That's interesting.
Do you remember when people made the joke that farts were just the ghost of food past?
I don't think I heard that one. That's good.
I think we need to get goodbyes out. I hear
All
my
right.
baby's downstairs.
All right, let's do it. Well, thanks, guys. I mean, this is fun. We're closing out ghosts with this one, I think, for now. We'll get on to something else next time.
Until we can get maybe Ty on to talk about his experience.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
yeah. I
yeah,
can't,
cool.
guys, with what's going on, I can't wait till we get to aliens. I can't freaking
Yeah,
wait,
me too.
man.
Me too.
Let's stick around, Cole. Me and you,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about our remote viewing.
Oh, sick. Sounds good. All right,
Sweet.
well, peace,
All right,
Josh. Thanks for
peace,
everything, man.
All right. So maybe we should just do this every episode. It's like every episode
Cool.
has a where we're trying to remote view
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You didn't draw anything, did you?
I didn't. No, because I'm a fool.
You fool. But you would have drawn a hot air balloon.
Probably would have. I can't speak for that. I don't know.
So yeah, I drew something. I put it in the same
Okay.
spot as last time.
Okay.
You had some quiet moments, and you were able to think on it. You sent a text saying like, "Oh, it's what do you think it
I
was?"
said it's definitely an octopus.
Definitely an octopus, but I let you know you were wrong, and you had a chance to rethink that. So
Yes. I don't know that I really took the chance to rethink that. Okay.
well,
Dude.
close your eyes and see what I drew.
Okay,
It's that
I'll
easy.
try it right now. I was busy drawing something right now. For the record, I drew something on my whiteboard, so you can tell me what you think that is in a second. Okay,
All right,
let's see.
Let's just take 30 seconds, and I'll think about it too.
Okay,
Alrighty. This is great podcasting.
let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
I couldn't get away from the thought of something either porous or speckly. Like, things that kept coming to mind as comparisons were like the surface of a rock, It's like got little divots and holes in it like a porous rock. Or, the skin of something, like with pores. Whatever it was seemed hard. Seemed, either dotted or speckly or porous. And at one point I was like, is it scales or something? But like hard skin, something like that. So I'm going to guess you either drew a rock or a reptile of some sort. I have to guess one, huh? I have to guess one. Otherwise this isn't fair. I could guess 1,000 things. I'm going to say you drew a rock.
I don't even know how. I'd love for you to rethink that, because how the hell would I draw a rock? It would either just be a circle or a weird like shape.
Weird shape. A mountain?
No.
Damn it.
Here we go. I drew.
Your filter thing is. Oh, I see. Skeleton key. No, that's what I meant. What?
A key. Why is it making it blurry?
Because it thinks that it's not a person. Because it's not. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Okay, skeleton key. Okay,
You were right. It definitely is hard, and it does have a hole in it.
Nah, man. What I was getting was like purely like the closest thing. Like the closest comparison in my mind was like volcanic rock or something porous and hard. So I was just off. Anyway, what do you got? What do you think I drew just now?
I think you drew a star, like a shooting star.
No.
My second thing that I guessed was going to be, or the second thing that I was thinking was, and it slipped my mind just now. What was I? Oh, an umbrella.
No.
Okay.
It's an alien. Just a simple, big-eyed, slit-nosed gray alien. Just the head. Yeah. Aliens on the brain, dude.
We got lightning in a bottle one time where I got close with
lightning in a bottle for sure. That was fun because it was also like, I think the weirdest thing about it was you were like, I think it's a sun. No, what I was seeing was a flower. And it was just funny because the flowers that she was drawing were specifically, she's like, you know that 5-pointed star thing you draw? She's like, if you round those out, it becomes a flower. And so it was like star, flower, sun, flower. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's kind of fun. Yeah, lightning in a bottle.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, we'll have to keep doing that. I mean, I think the further we go, the more we narrow down like the simple things we can draw.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, we'll have to do more remote viewing tests throughout the show as we go on.
For sure. And we'll get better, and you'll watch it happen, and then you'll know it's real.
Thanks for joining us, everyone listening and watching. We appreciate you.
Thanks, man, and thank you guys. Yep. We'll see you on the next one.